Good afternoon. I just woke a couple people up, didn't I? Thanks for coming in on your Saturday for today's sale. How many of you are brand new, never been to one of these before, and you're a little bit terrified about what you're up ready to do? I'm going to throw away a bunch of my money and never get it. Yes, you just might. We're going to go through the rules, regulations of the sale before we get started today so that everybody, in theory, knows what they are doing. In order to bid today, you have to have a valid photo ID. You have to be able to prove who you are in order to bid. You have to have one of those yellow bid cards. Some people coming in later on after we give our instruction will have blue bid cards. That means they missed this part of the presentation, which the county treasurers refer to as my spiel. So if they miss the spiel, they're going to have a different color card, and we'll make sure that they understand the rules if they win something. When you bid today, you're accepting the rules of the sale. They're all printed in the book in their entirety right there in the little fine print. You can take a look at that while you're waiting for your parcel to be offered today. These properties have been through a judicial foreclosure process in circuit court in the county where the property is located. People ask us all the time, they say, my brother-in-law told me these people can come in and pay the taxes and get the property back. Is that true? And the answer to that is no. They would have to go see the judge, get an attorney, and go through all that rigmarole, and it very seldom is successful. There's been a whole process, a couple of years with lots of notice and publication and property visits and certified letters and court hearings and all kinds of things, and that all culminated on April the 2nd. If people did not pay their taxes by April 2nd of 2018, they lost their interest in the property. We put one of those on most of the properties as well. I don't know about you, but if I owned something and pulled up and saw one of those nailed to the tree, I'd know I had a little bit of a problem. Sometimes people still will show up on the day of the sale and say, I didn't know. Can't understand. We've gone and seen the judge. We asked the judge to give the treasurer clear title to the property, and they've done so. Any interests held under deed or land contracts are void. The mortgages are gone. The rights of heirs and estates, construction liens, judgments against the owners, IRS and state tax liens, water bills, sewer bills, property owner association fees, homeowner association fees, leases and rentals, condo and POA fees, all those things are wiped away by an order of the court effective April the 2nd. Anything that existed before that date is gone. It's been removed by an order of the court. Some things are still in place. Easements, if there are easements across the property that you're buying today for utilities so that other people can access their properties for public roads, those easements remain. If there's an easement across another property to get to the one that we're selling today, that easement is still there as well. Mineral rights have often been retained by former owners or split off and sold to third parties. Those are still split, or severed is the technical term. If it's a condominium, we've got a few condominium type units today. If there's a master deed of record, the covenants of that still apply. If the DEQ's been there and done some cleanup, and they may have a lien against the property for those costs, they may have recorded restrictions on the future use of the property or access rights for monitoring. If any of those things are in play, they remain through the foreclosure as well. If there are bonded special assessments against the property, you inherit the balance due on the special assessment. Sometimes that's for paving streets or new sidewalks or sewer lines or such. Zoning and local ordinances are still in effect, and if there are deed restrictions, property owner associations, or homeowner association regulations, those survive the foreclosure as well. If you buy something today and it's a piece of land and it's got a crop on it, that crop, if it's an annual crop planted this year, it belongs to whoever planted it. This does not apply to things like Christmas trees, but if you buy something today and it's got corn on it, it's not your corn. It belongs to whoever planted it. If you buy a piece of property today and go out there this afternoon, look around and find 400 8-foot tall marijuana plants, though, don't call me. Please know what you're buying. We get people all the time, they don't do their homework, they look at a picture, they hear what somebody told them about a piece of property, they buy it, they give us a lot of money for it, and then about a week later they discover what they bought, they want their money back. The answer is no. This ain't Walmart. You can't bring it back. Once you buy it and you take it home, it is yours. Sale is by quitclaim deed. Everything is sold as is, whereas no guarantees, warranties, or representations made of any kind. I can almost guarantee you, though, that the plumbing is frozen and the roof does leak. If you want to guarantee, that's probably going to be in it. You're buying the legal description of land. It's listed in the book that you've got right there in your hot little hands. Photos, comments, and addresses are not guaranteed. You're buying a legal description of a piece of property. Here's a beauty we're going to be selling in a couple of weeks up in the Upper Peninsula. How many of you know where Grand Marais is? Up on Lake Superior. We're selling that piece right there. And I'll bet somebody's going to give me a pretty nice chunk of money for it. That is waterfront on Lake Superior at Grand Marais. There it is right there. Isn't that pretty? Can't you visualize your nice big, great big log cabin on the top of that bluff right there, just kind of overlooking the expanse of the water? It's got a little bit of a problem, and if you're not doing your homework, you're not going to pay attention until you get out there in person and take a really good look at what you just spent a bunch of money on, because when you walk up to the edge of that right there, it drops off about 100 feet down to the lake shore. And if that's not enough, if you look at this right over here, half of your lot is underneath Lake Superior. Do your homework. Make sure you know what you're buying. These properties can have a whole bunch of problems. We are required to tell you that if you buy anything built before about the middle 1970s, it's probably got lead-based paint. Don't pick it and eat it, you'll get a tummy ache. They can have asbestos, infestation, critters, frozen plumbing, bad roofs, bad foundations, septic tanks that don't work, wells that are on the neighbor's property, no road access. They can have all kinds of problems. This is the only one I've ever seen that had every problem on the list. That piece of property is in Ontonagon County. It's right up behind Mr. Usamaki's place on US 45, and we have sold it 3 times. You warn them, you warn them, you warn them, they buy it anyway. They think they're getting a screaming deal on it. I'm sorry to disappoint you with the fact that this is not in the sale this year. We had it last year. This time nobody bought it, so the county still owns it. But if you're really disappointed about not buying that one, it's at Bruce Crossing in Ontonagon County, if you know where that is. Right up the road from Bruce Crossing is Mass City. I do have that one this year, just in case you feel left out. Please know what you're bidding on. There are no refunds. We are going to be selling some good stuff today, and we're going to be selling a lot of junk. If you buy a piece of junk, you bought it. Here's how we're going to sell. We've got a list. Everybody's got a copy of that list. We had you go through the line outside and register, and then tell one of the clerks what you were here to bid on. We know which ones are the most popular pieces. We've got 5 of them that have a lot of traffic, 10 or 20 bidders. We're going to sell those 5 first so that a lot of you can get out of here and get on with your Saturday. Then we're going to go back to the beginning of the book. We're going to go through them in the order that they're listed in the book. Anything that does not have a request, that I don't have an online bid for, that's not circled by somebody that's here, we're going to ask if anybody's here to bid on it. But if nobody expresses interest, we're going to jump right on by them. We've got some properties in this book that there's no market for today, and we're just not going to try selling them if we don't even have a buyer in the room for them. So that's how that works. When we offer a piece of property for sale, here's some of the nuts and bolts about how this is going to work. You're going to see a number in your book that says minimum bid. We don't just make that up. That is what that piece of property owes the county right now. That's back taxes, cost of the foreclosure. Sometimes we've mowed a few lawns or boarded up a window. In a few situations, we might have had to defend the title, the foreclosure, in court. Whatever that piece of property has attributed to it as far as costs, that's what the minimum bid is. We have to sell for at least that amount of money today. On some of these properties, we have online bids before the sale even opened up. People were allowed to bid on these properties online till 11 o'clock this morning. I have a copy of the list of those bids right here in front of me. I know how many and how high they'll go. So if I've got a piece of property that's got a minimum bid in that book of $1,000, and I've already got some online bids, we might start out much higher than that $1,000 if I already have online bids. That's where we're going to start. Once the bidding is open, we increase by the amounts you see on the screen. Until we get to $1,000, it goes up at least $50 per bid, round numbers. $350, $400, $450, $500. Between $1,000 and $10,000, it goes up at least $100 at a crack. Over $10,000, the minimum bid increase is $250 in round numbers. The people bidding online can only go up one increment at a time. You guys in the room can jump it higher than that and move much faster if you want to. That's called jumping the bid. Bunch of people in the room, we got a piece of property that's open at $500 and the other guy says $550 and he says $600 and that guy says $650 and you want it really bad, you just stand up and I'll go say, I'll give you $3 million for that property. Okay, $2 million. That's called jumping the bid. Feel free to do it. It makes things move much quicker, scares everybody into immediate submission. Who is allowed to buy? Somebody in this room today probably shouldn't be here, maybe more than one of you. There's a law in the state of Michigan. We've had problems in the past at these sales with, let's try to think of a good name for them. How about junk dealers? We get the Fred Sanford type. They come in and they don't care what it is we're selling. They just want it because it's cheap. They figure if it's cheap enough, they can find some fool that'll buy it and they'll make 50 bucks. The problem is they buy big handfuls of this stuff and they don't pay the taxes on it. If they can't sell it, they just let it come back. And in the meantime, they don't mow the grass. They don't take care of it. It ends up with the neighbor's garbage on it. We don't want to sell to that type of person. We want to sell to people that want the property, that have plans for it and are going to improve it, not people that are buying it for speculation. We've discovered that most of the speculators have delinquent property taxes, so the legislature gave us a new tool, and it is this. If you're buying at this sale today, you can't do that if you have any property in these two counties with delinquent taxes. If you owe taxes on other property, you can't buy today. We're going to look at the list of winning bidders. If you buy something today and you have delinquent taxes, your sale is canceled. You're wasting your time here. We can't even sell to you. It's against the law for us to do so. This also includes people that have unpaid civil fines. If you have violated local ordinances and they've taken an action and sent you a bill and you haven't paid it, you can't bid today either. You have to basically be a taxpayer in good standing in order to buy at the sale today. This includes a whole lot of tricks that we see people try to pull to get around the outside of that. They bring their brother-in-law to the sale with them and he bids and then they go out there and they want to write the check to pay for it. You can't bid for it. You can't pay for it. You can't be listed on the deed. You shouldn't even be sitting next to the bidder if you have any delinquent taxes. It's against the law for us to sell to you. We will cancel your sale if you do. This includes property that's owned by DBAs, partnership, and corporations. This includes property that you may own with somebody else. If you have property that you co-own with siblings or with partners and the taxes aren't paid, even if it's not your obligation to pay them, you're a delinquent taxpayer, you can't bid today. This also includes property that you hold a deed to that you've sold to a third party on a land contract and their taxes are not paid. You're the deed holder, it's a delinquent tax, you can't bid. That's the law. We have 4 kinds of bidders today. Probably 3 in reality, but we sometimes get a 4th. We have you guys bidding here in the room. I have people that have bid online up to 11 o'clock this morning. I have those bids right here in front of me. We also have a camera on a tripod right on top of that projector right there. It's got a microphone built in. They can see and hear the auction in real time on the internet. They can bid against you too. They've given us a pre-authorization on a major credit card and we can take their bids in real time. We also once in a while have paper absentee bids, not so much anymore with the internet. Some people couldn't be here, they don't trust the internet, they don't have access to it. Whatever their situation might be, sometimes they'll phone one in with a credit card deposit and we'll present them here on the floor, but I don't believe we have any of those. We've only had a couple maybe all year. Your bid today is a legally binding contract. We do not reopen the bidding just because you insist that we do. It's your job to bid today. When your parcel is coming up for sale, if you're nervous about not being seen, come right down front and find a seat. If you miss the opportunity to bid, we're not going to reopen the bidding because you think that we should. It's your job to make sure that bid gets through. There are no tie bids, and any bid not received at the time that we sell something is considered as not even being offered. When you win today, you have to pay today. You have to pay before you go. The first $1,000 you give us today must be paid in cashier's check form. It's a non-refundable deposit. It's something you can't cancel, you can't revoke. The first $1,000 of your combined purchases today by cashier's check. Over and above that, we'll take a personal or business check, money orders, more cashier's checks, or credit cards. We take Visa, MasterCard, and Discover cards today. We do not take cash anymore. Too many problems there. What are you going to pay if you win? Here's how the math works. We're going to have a winning bid price here in the room. There are three things that are going to be added to that. There's going to be a 10% buyer premium. $30 is the charge for recording your deed in the state of Michigan. We're going to record the deed to the property before you get it back. It'll be about 6 weeks for you to get your deed. We're also going to be charging you today for the summer taxes that are due on this property. That's another recent legislative change. You'll see that it's in your sale book at the end of the description for each parcel. It says summer taxes due. So what you're paying today is the winning bid price, 10%, $30, and the summer tax. That's how the math works on this today. There is no sales tax. There is no transfer tax on sales because you're buying from the government. You can add 2.75% to the buyer premium for any part of the purchase price that is put on a credit card. They charge us a fee, and we pass that fee of about 2.75% along to you. If you need to leave the building before you can pay today, make sure that the clerks out there where you checked in know what your bidder number is. Give them your cell phone number and tell them how long it is going to be before you get back in. Many of you that have been to the website have already given us the information online about how you would like to take title to the property if you win something today. If you haven't done that, here's the old school method. It's called pen and paper. In your book, there's a form that says deed information. You need to fill that out for the property that you buy today so we know what names and addresses to put on the deed to the property. Use your full legal name. Do not use a nickname. Put it down just the way that it is on your driver's license. Do your paperwork before you get in line. It keeps things moving a whole lot smoother. If you're buying something today with somebody else, you're going to take title in the name of more than one person. And if the people are not married, you and a friend, you and a family member, you and a business partner, if you're taking title with somebody else that you're not married to, you have to give us a designation as to the tenancy status of the owners. Tenancy, it's a confusing word. People think it has something to do with rent. It does not. It is the form of ownership. Those are your options on the screen. Essentially what it means is this. 2 or more people are buying a piece of property. If they're married, the law already says what happens if one of them dies because it goes to the survivor. If you're buying it with somebody and you're not married to them and one of you dies, and we're all going to die, so it's just a matter of time, what happens to that person's ownership in the property when they become deceased? Does it become the property of their heirs, or does it become the sole property of the surviving other owners? You have to tell us which one of those options you want. They'll ask you that if you're checking out and it's more than one person on the deed. The descriptions of those are in your sale book. You can take a look at them. When you leave here today, you're not going to be leaving with a copy of the deed. We haven't even created it yet. We have to create the deed, get the treasurer to sign it, take it to the Register of Deeds office with your check for $30, leave it with them to record it. They're going to make an image of it. They're going to put it in the mail, and they're going to send it back to you. That takes about 6 weeks. What you're going to leave here with today is going to be a receipt. It is our contract of sale. They're going to ask out there at the clerk station for you to do several things with that receipt before you finally sign it. First of all, they're going to ask you to take a really good look at it, eyeball it, and make sure that everything on it is correct. That receipt is created with the same data that's going to be used to make your deed. If it's wrong on the receipt, it will be wrong on the deed. Your name should be spelled properly, full legal name, address, zip code. Make sure that stuff is all absolutely correct. The list of properties and the prices paid. If there's an incorrect property on that receipt, you're going to get a deed to something that you didn't buy and probably don't want. And with some of what we got today, that could be scary. You don't want to get the deed for the wrong piece. Make sure that's all correct before you initial it. You're going to be agreeing as part of your checkout that you are agreeing to the terms of the sale, the things we're talking about now, all of the fine print in those rules and regulations that you should probably take a look at. When you check out today, they're going to be asking you to initial it in a spot that says, I agree to the terms and the rules and the regulations of the sale. You're going to be acknowledging that even if you haven't done it, you've had the opportunity to go by and drive by and look at every piece of property that you bought today. Even if you didn't, you're going to be agreeing that you did have the opportunity to, and you're acknowledging that you're buying everything that we're selling here today as is. There are no warranties. You don't get a homeowner's warranty plan on the appliances with these. You're buying everything as is, and you're agreeing to that when you check out today. Finally, because the law says that you are not the owner of the property until you have that deed in your hands, and because that's going to be about 6 weeks, we should tell you that you cannot enter these properties until you have the deed. You're not the owner until you have the deed. Between today and the time that it shows up in your mailbox, the law gives the treasurer the right to cancel that sale if necessary. Very seldom happens. I don't think we've ever had to cancel a sale in these counties. Once in a great while, somewhere in the state, we'll find somebody that was protected by a bankruptcy court, protected by a guardian, and we were not familiar with that at the time that we sold the property, and we have to cancel it. If that happens, what you get back is what you paid today, not a penny more. Between today and the time that you get the deed in the mail, which is about 6 weeks, do not spend any significant amounts of money on these properties. We should tell you that if it's got an unoccupied building on it, that you can't go in there until you have the deed because you could get hurt and there's liability. We could tell you that 50,000 times to get you to sign a piece of paper and give us a blood oath. And we know from experience that you're going to be in there by 4 o'clock this afternoon anyway. Right? So here's the deal. The final part, one of the final parts of your agreement today is this. We're going to give you possession of the property today because you're going in anyway. In exchange for that, you are going to release the county from any kind of injury, loss, or damage claim. If you leave your tools there and somebody steals them, if you fall through a hole in the floor, it's all on you. I do want to remind you, please keep this in your mind. I know that it's tough because you buy something and it needs a little work and you want to get right at it. You are not the owner yet. You're not the owner until you have the deed. Don't spend a bunch of money on something, because if you do and we have to cancel the sale, you're going to be buying somebody else a new roof or whatever you've spent on that piece of property. So hold off on the big stuff. You can go in and inspect the property and do your measuring and start cleaning it up a little bit and secure it and change the locks and do those sorts of things. Don't spend a bunch of money on them. And once again, please know what you're buying. Here's one of my great stories from the past. I don't need to subscribe to a joke service because I have you guys. We had some guys come to a sale one time in Grand Rapids. There were these two guys. They had picked a house out. They were just raring to go. They'd been watching the infomercials on TV about all the money you make flipping houses at the tax sale. They had one all picked out. The sale was on a Friday afternoon. They came, they had that house in their sights, and they bought it. They spent the entire weekend working on that house, and in 3 days, they had a new roof on it, they had new siding on it, they had new windows in it. I got a call first thing Monday morning from the treasurer's office. They had spent the entire weekend remodeling the wrong house. Although the guy that owned it really appreciated the effort. He didn't owe them a dime. Make sure you know what you're bidding on. I got a lot of stories like that. You're not the owner until the deed is in your possession. This is the final part of your checkout. When you leave here today, they're going to be asking you at that table, we told you you can't bid on anything here today if you have delinquent taxes. They're going to ask you. Part of the checkout process, this is required by law. The clerks are notary publics. They're going to ask you to take a blood oath with them that you do not have any delinquent taxes in these two counties. If you tell them that you don't, and we find out that you do, number one, we're going to cancel your sale. Number two, you just made a sworn statement in front of a notary public that was not accurate. It's a misrepresentation. In Michigan, that has a name. It's called perjury. Perjury in Michigan is a felony, not a misdemeanor. It's not a little white lie. It's not, oops, I forgot about the 14 rental properties I've got that all have delinquent taxes. If you owe money on something for taxes, do not bid today. Your sale will be canceled and your file could get sent up to the prosecuting attorney's office. We don't want to do that. We got better things to do. So do you. Property transfer affidavit. This is one of the last pages in your book. If you buy something today, you have to send this in. It goes to the city, village, or township assessor's office. You're telling them, hey, I bought a piece of property. I want you to send the tax bills to me at this address, and I'm going to save you looking it up because here's how much I paid for it. I bought it from the county treasurer. I bought it on this date. You're going to fill out the top part. You're going to sign it at the bottom. You're going to send it to the city, village, or township assessor where that property is located. You've got 45 days to do so. If you don't, they can fine you up to $200. There's a whole bunch of check boxes on there. Those are reasons that they should not reassess the property. None of them apply today. A couple of them look like they might, but they don't. We've looked at all over a couple hundred times. Fill out the top, sign it at the bottom, send it on in. Title insurance. Do you have to have title insurance to buy a piece of property? And the answer to that is no. If you're buying something just to hang on to for your own personal use, it's next door to something that you already own. You've been parking your boat there for the last 15 years. You've already been mowing the darn thing. The guy lives in California and you tried buying it from him and he wouldn't sell and he finally tipped over dead. And now you're buying it at the tax sale. Do you need title insurance on that? No, you don't. You're only going to need title insurance on a piece of property if there is going to be a lender involved at some point. If you're buying a piece of property, you're going to put a mortgage on it to build a house, you're going to have title insurance at that point. If you're buying something that you plan on flipping fairly soon, and you're going to be selling it to somebody and you want to be cashed out and they're going to finance it through a lender, you're going to need title insurance. If you're buying it for your own use, you're not going to need it until it's time to sell. You can save yourself some time and money by just waiting a little bit to get that done. You can usually get title insurance through a local title insurance agent. However, some of them may give you a great big laundry list of things they want you to do. They want you to go get deeds from the last owner or go get a quiet title action done with an attorney. Other companies will not require you to jump through those hoops. If you do not have luck finding it through a local title insurance agent, here on the screen are a few names and numbers of ones that will issue it. If you plan on refinancing the property or selling it to somebody that's going to finance it to buy it from you, don't wait till the last minute to get the title insurance rolling. This can take a couple of months in some situations for them to issue it. If you list it, you get an offer, you're going to close next week, and then you go looking for title insurance, you could lose your buyer. So you might want to get that done in advance. First American Title in Detroit has an office that deals in specifically this kind of property. There's a company in California called Tax Title Services that actually issues an insurance policy for the title insurance agency or company involved. The one at the bottom, it should say Sun Title. That's in Grand Rapids, S-U-N Title in Grand Rapids. Devon Title has agencies all over the state. The SNP Title Agency is in Indian River. They are writing title insurance on tax sale properties all across the state this year. This is an important date for you. If you've never bought at one of these sales before, you're still a little hazy on how all this is going on. Remember that I told you that there's a court order, a judgment in effect on these properties. The effective date that the county treasurer took title to this property is that date on the screen. Normally, the foreclosure process ends on March 31st. In 2018, that was on a weekend. So it gets kicked forward to the next business day, which is a Monday. They had till the end of that day to pay. The next morning, April the 3rd, the treasurer was the owner of the property. If you should hear after today's sale from anybody that claims to have had a former interest in a piece of property, that claims that that owner owed them some money and therefore it's your debt, it is not if it was before that date. You might want to scribble that date down. That's one of the most important facts you can carry out of here today. Anything that happened before April 3rd, with the exception of that list that I gave you, things like easements and that sort of thing, anything that existed before that date is gone. And there's a judicial decree on file at the county courthouse in the circuit court that says so. Anything that accrues after that date is your responsibility. Everything that we are aware of now is in that minimum bid. You're paying the summer tax bill today. All the other back taxes are already included in the minimum bid. The only thing you're likely to run into if you buy something that's got homeowner association fees, you may run into a bill from them. It's not your obligation to pay anybody's homeowner association fees from before that date. They've been canceled by the court. April the 3rd forward is your obligation. One of the things you may run into in that category is old water and sewer bills. Everybody knows that sometimes if you're trying to fight City Hall on something, it's just like talking to a wall. The water department may try to make you pay somebody else's old water bill. The Attorney General's office says they can't do that. Any water or sewer bill that was on the city's records at April the 2nd is void, just like every other kind of interest in the property. You're liable for municipal charges after April the 3rd, not before. They cannot require you to pay somebody else's old bill. Their beef is with that person. They can go take them to small claims court. It has nothing to do with that piece of property anymore. Similarly, if they try to tell you that unless you pay that bill, they won't turn the service back on, they can't do that either. The Attorney General says so. If you're buying something today and it's got municipal water or municipal sewer, write down those 4 digits up there, 7258. You can Google it on your phone and even look it up right now. Michigan Attorney General Opinion 7258 says it's not your bill if it's from before April the 2nd, and they cannot require you to pay it in order to get it turned back on. Just because it's on the books at the water department as an outstanding balance does not mean that it's valid. It's gone. The court took it away. They need to wake up to that if they're not already aware of it. We already talked about possession. We're going to give you possession of the property today, subject to the rights of anybody that may already be there occupying it. You're not the owner until you do get the deed in the mail. Don't make a bunch of improvements until that deed shows up. What if you buy something and there is somebody already in it? There's no such thing in Michigan as a squatter. There's what is called an occupant. If you buy a piece of property and there's already somebody there, you could be putting yourself in a bad way. There are several categories of people that you may find inside these properties. One of them is going to be renters. If the property is rented to somebody, they generally they know it's for sale. You guys have been out there peeking in the windows for the last couple of months. It's no surprise to them. They're probably glad the damn sale's over. They get a little privacy back. They're kind of expecting somebody to show up and negotiate rent with them or even tell them that they have to move. There's another category that may be occupying these properties that are friends or relatives of the former owner. He knows he lost it. He wasn't paying the taxes on it because he moved to Arizona and he just kind of walked away from it, and they're just living there till the gas runs out. They kind of know too that somebody's going to come around. There may be former owners in these properties that were the owner occupants of the property. Oftentimes they're aware, they've accepted it, they just didn't have the wherewithal to pay the taxes. They know they're going to have to come to some agreement with you or to move. The fourth category is the one you need to be concerned about. There are people sometimes in these properties that do not believe the government has the right to tax their land. They may be unhinged, off the rails. They could be armed and dangerous. You don't know. If you're looking at something today and it's occupied, and we do have a few occupied properties, my advice to you is this: do not put yourself in harm's way. Don't just walk up to the door and bang on it if you don't know who's there. You might meet this guy. If you do, get his autograph for me. But my advice to you is go talk to a neighbor. There's going to be somebody usually around every piece of property that's going to be able to tell you who's there. Whether it's a renter, whether it's an owner, whether they're easy to deal with, whether they're difficult, whether they're armed and dangerous, they'll be able to give you the lay of the land. Pretty much every neighborhood has at least one person in it who makes it their business to know everybody else's business. Find them, find out who's there, keep yourself safe. If you live in a neighborhood where you don't think there's a person like that, it's Probably you. What you're buying today, we are selling you a piece of land. It's described in the book that you've got in your hands. That's what we're selling you today. You're also buying most of anything that's going to be attached, physically attached to that property. Buildings, driveways, septic tanks, utility services, outbuildings, things of that nature. If there's something on the property and it's affixed to the land, generally speaking, it's included. An exception to that would be something like a leased water conditioner, the Culligan man. That might be his property. If somebody has a right to something that's attached to the land, they may be able to come and get it. The rest of it is being sold to you today. We cannot and will not and are not selling you anything that's ever had a title to it. Anything that's got wheels underneath it or ever did have wheels underneath it. That's a guest room. We are not selling you automobiles, motorcycles, snowmobiles, boats, campers, leased items, inventory, ATVs, golf carts, papers, anything that's in or on the property that's not attached to it, we don't own, we can't sell it to you, we can't even give it to you. If you find something of value, and we have seen things of value, there's a piece of property in Wexford County, and I don't know if it's still there or not. I went into that piece of property, and there's a great big pole barn out in back, and I went into that there's a brand new bass boat sitting in the barn. It's still got the tags on it. Everything else is gone. I have no idea why that bass boat's there, but it is not part of that sale. Anything that can be carried off the property without the use of tools, if they can roll it or carry it or push it away, we don't own it. We don't have the title to it. We cannot give it or sell it to you. Find out who the last occupant of that property was, make some effort to make contact with them, and make provision for them to come and get their stuff. There's no rule about how long you have to give them. It's all situational. How much stuff is there? How far away are the people? You want to seem like the reasonable one if they make a claim later on that you got rid of their stuff. You want to be able to say, I made an effort to give you opportunity to come and get it, and you didn't. If it's got a title, there's usually a process with the sheriff's department that you have to go through to have things abandoned so that you can claim them. But anyway, that's kind of the rule on that. That also goes for things like mobile, modular, and manufactured housing units. We do not warrant title to any kind of a housing unit that's ever had wheels under it. If it's ever had a separate title, if it was brought in sections and put up, we may not have title to that. We don't know. There's no good way for us to look it up. If one person owned the land and the other person owned that modular home, we wouldn't even be looking for that name, so they would never have gotten notice. We do not warrant the title to any kind of a housing unit that's not stick-built on that property. When we bid, it's just like riding a teeter-totter. We're going to start the bidding at one of two numbers. In your sale book, you've got a minimum bid. If I have a bid already online that's higher than that, we'll start with the higher of the two numbers. Once it's open, we already told you how the increments work. Once we've got something open with the minimum bid or a higher online bid, I'm going to come into the room, I'm going to look for two people. It's just like riding that teeter-totter until it slows down or somebody wants off, and then I'm going to go look for another bidder. Once we're down to one person in the room, we're going to then go and see if we have anybody bidding live online that wants to keep on going. So that's how that works. A couple of tips for this if you're brand new, and many of you are. First of all, please put your cell phone on silent or vibrate. If you need to have a conversation with somebody that's with you and they're hard of hearing or just a little dense, you got to scream at them, please take it out into the lobby. It's a whole lot easier if we can hear what's going on in here during the sale. If you have a cell phone that rings during active bidding, it is an automatic $50,000 bid. If you make a mistake, please do not wait until after the sale is over to tell us about it. Let us know immediately. I can still sell that property while the other bidder's in the room. We've had people bid on the wrong piece. We've had people that did not understand that when I said $75,000, I did not mean $750. If you make a mistake, you bid on the wrong piece, you're misunderstanding what the price is, whatever the situation is, let us know immediately as soon as you have discovered that mistake. Don't leave your card on your chair. People do that. And I think that might even been taken in this room. I'm not sure. No, that was in Manistee. Don't leave your card on your chair. Treat it like a credit card. If you leave it there, somebody might pick it up and just keep bidding for you after you've left. We don't want that to happen. We don't want to make that phone call. Be considerate of us, we'll be considerate of you. There's no reason for anybody to get upset or mad in here at all today. And when we say something is sold, it is. We have, especially, this is the older men that do this, is my observation. They come to the sale. They sit there just like this the whole time I'm selling something. And the instant I say sold, they go, they're trying to save money. I got news for them. It works. Because you won't be buying anything if you do that today. Get your card in the air early on a piece of property. I will come back and look for you before I sell it. But once we say that it's sold, it's gone. Don't wait till the last second to bid for the first time. Get in that action early. It's a little warm in here today. If you want to fan yourself, please use the white sale book. If everybody in here starts fanning themselves with that yellow card, I'm just going to lose my mind. Anybody else got any questions before we get going? This should not take a long time. Yes, ma'am.
If you buy a place and it's got a bad electric bill, do we owe that electric bill?
Electric bills are gone. And the electric bill is never a lien against the property unless the electric company is a city or village, which I don't think there's any of that around here. It's going to be consumers or DTE or somebody, and that bill is to that owner, not against the property. Yes.
I know you said deed will be mailed to us. Can the registry hold for pickup?
You're not going to save any time that way. It's still it's going to take 30 days for us to actually create the deed and even take it to the register of deeds. And the reason for that is just about everybody in here today is going to write a check. And we have to wait for those to clear, and a couple of you are going to have to wait a few extra days because we're going to have to make phone calls and chase people because they get things transferred late and it pings, and then we have to, it all gets processed as a batch. We don't do onesie twosies, it'd be a train wreck. We take it all across the hall at the same time. So it's gonna be 5 or 6 weeks before you get your deed. Yes.
So anything with wheels, so a modular home came in on wheels or
Anything that's got wheels underneath it, we do not guarantee the title. They probably will leave it. I have seen modular homes on concrete block foundations removed because somebody like Green Tree Finance had a lien on it, a security agreement, but they did not have a mortgage on the property. They had no notice that the sale was taking place, that there was any kind of a foreclosure. There's not a judge in the world that won't let them take that back if no notice was ever issued to them. So anything that's ever been brought into the property in the way of a housing unit could be removed. Here's my other advice to you on that though. If you buy something that's got a mobile modular manufactured housing unit on it, if somebody shows up and says, we're gonna take it, your response should be, show me an order from a court. You don't necessarily just have to let them back up and hook on and tow it away. Make them give you something from the judge that says they have that right. But that's really what it's gonna boil down to, is it's gonna be a notice issue. Did the person that have title to that have an interest also in the land, and were they notified? If they weren't notified, the judge is going to let them probably take it away. Any other questions? Although most of the mobile homes that we sell, good luck getting them off there in one piece. Anybody else? Then we are going to get moving. We've got 5 pieces. I do want to tell you that the absolute last one in the book, 6872, has been removed just in the last day or so. Judge said, let them keep it, even though they got all their notice. We have 5 pieces we're going to sell at the beginning of the sale because they have a lot of interest. Those are number 1801, 1805, 1832, 1861, and number 6800. I'll give you those numbers one more time. 1801, 1805, 1832, 1861, and 6800. Those 5 pieces have 10 or 20 bidders on them. Rather than make everybody wait all day, we're just gonna sell those 5 first. So if we don't have any other questions, we're gonna sell those 5 and then come back to the beginning of the book. Okay. We're gonna start out with number 1801. 1801 is a 25-acre parcel. This property is occupied. We've actually just very recently had some contact from an attorney that was involved in dealing with the person that occupies this property. It's being sold. It is occupied. You're going to have to go through the eviction process or some other method in order to nullify that and get the possession of this property. About 25 acres, there's a home, pole barn, and another older frame barn on the property. A little bit of debris to clean up. It is occupied, so you've got that complication as well. My minimum bid, you see it right there in that book, that says $4,700. I've got 9 online bidders on this one, and 8 people here in the room that want to bid on it too. And before 11 o'clock even got here today, they got us to $25,250. So that's where we're starting. Who wants to? Here's another clue for you. I am not an auctioneer. I do not do the yabba dabba do. I'm going to be pointing at the high bidder and telling you what the bid is. If you think you're winning and I'm not pointing at you, you better get that card in the air. I'm at $25,250 online. Who wants to give me $25,500? Anybody in the room at $25,500? I've got it back there. Anybody here want to give me $26,000? Anybody want to jump the bid up to $26,000? We're gonna get there. I've got $25,500. Now $25,750 online. Yep. $26,000 in the room. 26. Now 26 and a quarter.
Yep.
26 and a half. 26,750.
Yep.
And now 27,000. I've got 27,000 in the room. That matches or exceeds the advanced bid that I have online. Now we're going to see if anybody's watching on that camera that wants to keep on bidding. What about 27 and a quarter? Not yet. Anybody in the room at 27 and a quarter? I've got 27,000 right there with you. Going once. 27 and a quarter. 27 and a half. Now 27,750. 28,000. How about 28 and a half? 28 and a quarter. 28 and a half. 28 and a half. I've got 28,250 right there. Going once. 28 and a half. 28,750. That's way cheap for 25 acres. 29. 29,000. 29 and a quarter. 29 and a half. 29,750. And now 30,000. 30 and a quarter. 30 and a half. 30,750. And now 31. 31. It's only money. 31 and a quarter. 31,500. 31,750. Now 32. 32. 32 and a quarter. 32 and a half. 34 and a half. 35. 34,750. That's as low as I can go. Now 35 to you. 35 and a quarter. 35,500. They're both doing an awful lot of thinking. 35,500. I've got 35 and a quarter with you. Anybody in the room at 35,500? Going once. Going twice. 35,500. 35,750. 35,750. Now 36,000. He's shaking his head no. I'm at 35,750 with you. Anybody in the room at 36,000? 35,750 going once. Going twice. You bought it. 35,750. What's your bidder number? 35,750. 325. My backup bidder, what's the backup bidder number before you take up 277? And by the way, you can't leave until you buy something. That's in the rules. If you do, I'm gonna call your wife and tell her you were here today with the vacation money. Backup bidder, how does that work? They say, we just sold him that piece of property for $35,750. If he cannot or will not pay, we're gonna call the backup bidder and offer it to you for $35,500. One bid increment below the final sale price. It's not negotiable. It's yes or no. Now let's go down to number 1805. 1805 North Hemlock Avenue, 10-acre parcel, vacant land. My minimum bid in that sale book is $3,500. I'm already at $9,800 with an online bidder or two. I've got 7 online bidders and about 3 or 4 people here in the room that want to bid on this. Anybody here want to give me $9,900 for that 10-acre parcel? Anybody in the room on this one today? $9,800 online going once. 99, 10.
Yep.
10 and a quarter. 10 and a half.
Yep.
10,750. And now 11.
Yep.
11 and a quarter. 11 and a half.
Yep.
11,750. And now 12.
Yep.
12 and a quarter. 12 and a half.
Yep.
12,750. Really? Okay. I got 12 and a half online. Who wants to give me 12,750? Anybody, anywhere? She's back. 12,750 and now 13,000.
Yep.
13 and a quarter. Keep on going. 13,500.
Yep.
13,750. It doesn't cost anything to bid unless you win. I'm at 13,500 with an online bidder. Anybody in the room want to give me 13,750? I'm at 13,500 online. Going once. If you keep bidding, you will win. I guarantee it. 13,500 going twice.
Yep.
Ooh, live bidder. And an absentee bidder. 14,000. Now let's see if it goes to 14 and a quarter online. There it is. That could be the end of it. Anybody in the room want to give me 14,500? I'm at 14,250 online. Going once. Twice. Sold that one online at 14,250. My backup bidder is also online. I'll take your number as a backup bidder in case they both flake out on us. 347. Now we're going to go down to number 1832. Five bidders online, 5 bidders in the room. Chasing this one here on Monroe Road, 14 acres.
Not 14.
It isn't 14. What's your calculation?
It's roughly, it's right around 12.
Okay. Somewhere between 12, 14 acres, depending on road right-of-ways and such, and 34s and here and afters. I'm told that home's in pretty rough shape. You can see that they have dropped the utility service. That's usually an indication you got a little bit of a problem. 5 bidders online, 5 bidders in the room. It's got some structural issues. I'm at $3,300, which is way cheap for even 12 acres. Who wants to give me 35? 3,500 right there. You want to give me 4,000 in the back corner? How about 45? 5,000. I've got 45 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me $5,000? 5,000. How about 55? Now 6. 65. Now 7. 75. Now 8. 85. 9. 95. 10. 10,000. 96. 97. 98. 99. 10. You beat him to it. So I was trying to save you money because now it's 10 and a quarter. 10 and a half. 10,750. 11,000. 11 and a quarter. 11 and a half. 11,750. 11,750. Talking to the boss. 11,750. 50 million. You seemed really eager with the card. I just thought I'd try. 12,000. 12 and a quarter. 12 and a quarter. 12 and a quarter, 12 and a half. 12,750. 12,750. You know, I got a phone call about this piece of property just the other day.
I did too.
Guy called me and said, I was out there looking at that, and would you believe it? I saw a 412-point buck. Great proximity of that piece of property. 12,750. You know you want it. You drove all the way here to buy it today, and you spent almost that much on gas. 12,750. 12,750 now 13. 13 and a quarter. 13 and a half. 13,750. Now 14. 14 and a quarter. I've got you on at 14. Anybody in the room want to give me 14,250? 14,000 going once. Twice. You bought it. 14,172. I was just kidding about the deer, by the way. It's not out there. It's probably only 400 points. What's the backup bidder number?
104.
104.
I'm your neighbor.
He would just outbid the neighbor. If you're in the fencing business, I got a lead for you. Now we're going to 1861. 1861, all the way to the bottom of the Clare County page.
Can I have it?
1861. They're already talking about hunting my deer. This is out by the Wilson State Park. Needs to be finished up. City of Harrison on Mary Jo Road. Somebody got a whole bunch of work done on this, and then for whatever reason, they just walked away or ran away or went into hiding. Witness protection, maybe. I'm looking at a minimum bid of $3,200. I'm at $9,400 online already. Who wants to give me $9,500 and finish the work? 95 right there. Gonna give me 10,000? How about 10 and a half? 11 and a half. 12 and a half. 13,000.
15.
15, he says. Watch out for him. How about 15.5? Now 16. 16. I've got 15.5. How about 15,750? That's as low as I can go. I'm at 15.5 right there with the gentleman on the aisle. 15,750 and now 16. 16 and a quarter. 16 and a quarter. 16,000 going once. Twice. 16 and a quarter. 16 and a half. 16,750. 17,000. 17 and a quarter. 17 and a half. 17,750 and now 18. How about 18 and a half? 18 and a quarter. 18 and a half. 18,750. I'm at 18.5 with you. Anybody in the room at 18,750? 18.5 going once. 18,750 and now 19. Don't look at him, look at me. 19. They always do that. 19. You always turn around and try giving that evil death stare so the other guy just freezes and stops and it never works. 19 and a quarter. 19 and a quarter. Can't buy those boards in a pile for that price. 19,000 right there going once. 19,000, 19 and a quarter, 19.5. I know he's raising your price. That's why I pay him $10 an hour to come to the sale. 19.5. I got 19 and a quarter over there. 19.5, 19,250 going once. 19.5, 19,750. You got him on the ropes. Keep hitting. 19,750. I got 19.5 right here. Going once. Going twice. You bought it. 19.5, 219. It was 219, correct?
Yeah.
My backup bidder, what's his number? 259. I've gotten good at reading them upside down. I just can't read through cards yet. Now, in Gladwin County, we're gonna sell the first one on the list there. Number 6,800. I've got 7 bidders in the room that came here to bid on this one today. And a couple bids online. Commercial type building that's been turned into living quarters. There's also a mobile out here, I believe. Yep. Nope, mobile's gone. Been some vandalism. It's just kind of left there for you to put back together. My minimum bid is 36, but I've already got 46 online. Who wants to give me $4,700 for this one? I had a whole bunch of people. I got it right over there, 4,700. Who wants to give me 5,000? 5,000. How about 5,500? 6,000? 56, 57, 58, 59. Now 6,000. I was just trying to save you time. 61. I've got 6,000 right there. Who in the room wants to give me 6,100? Anybody in the room at 61? 6,000, 61. I could tell you were twitching. 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67. 68, 69, 7,000, 7,100, 72, 73, 74, 7,500, 76, 77, 78, 7,900, and now 8,000. 8,100, 82, 82, I've got 81 right down front, 82, 83, 84, 8,400, 85, 86, 87, I've got you on at 8,600. Anybody in the room at 87? 86 going once, twice. 8,600. What's the bidder number? 8,600, 342. My backup bidder, what's your number? Backup bidder is 227. Okie dokie, let's go back to the beginning of the book. And start out with number 1,800. Got to make a small clarification to the description here. There is a trailer that's very close to the property line between this parcel and the one next door. The trailer is almost completely on the other property. There's a little corner of it hanging over the line. That's what's called an encroachment. If you buy this piece today and you're not the owner of the piece next door, you can't just go over there with the chainsaw and take it off. An encroachment, generally speaking, is going to have to be allowed to remain. So unless it really bothers you that it's there, it's going to be there. Just so you know that that's what's going on here. The trailer is not on the property. I believe it may be occupied. A little corner of a porch is hanging over the property line. So that's what's going on. You're basically buying vacant land here. This is 2.5 acres. And it's on Haskell Lake Road. I am at $2,100 with an online bidder already. Who wants to give me 2,200? I've got 22 right there, now 23 and 2,400. 23 with you. Anybody in the room at 2,400? I have 24, 25, now 2,600. 26. I've got you on at 2,500. 25 going once. 25 going twice. 26, now 27, 2,800. I've got 27 with you. 27 going once, twice.
Yep.
28 online, now 29, $3,000.
Yep.
31, now 32.
Yep.
33, 34, 33 in the room. Going once, twice. You bought it 3,300. What's the bidder number? You got your porch back. 3,300. He did. That's his porch. 170 is the winning bidder. Backup bidders online. We already sold 1801. So we're going to go down to 1802. Needs some work. House is in decent overall condition. Little grubby, a little bit of deferred maintenance on it. Needs to be put back together. I'm already at $3,400 with an online bidder. Who in the room wants to give me 35? I've got 35 right there. You want to give me 4,000? How about 4,500? 41. I've got 4,000 with you. Who in the room wants to give me 41? 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. You want to go to 5 grand? How about 5,500? 6 grand? 5,600. We'll do it the slow, painful way. 57, 58. I've got 5,700 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me $5,800? 57 back there going once.
Yep.
58 online. 59. 59. 59 and now 6,000.
Yep.
6,100. Now 62.
Yep.
63. Now 64. This is a live bidder online.
Yep.
64. 65. Now 66. 65 going once. 65 going twice. You bought it. 6,500. 299. Backup bidder is online. Anybody in the room here today to bid on 1803? If not, we're going to skip right on by it. 1803. Anybody anywhere? We don't come back. Once we're buying, we're buying. What about 1804? Do I have a bidder here in the room today for 1804? Let's go by that one too and go down 1805. We already sold. Let's go to 1806. I've got 2 online bids already and a bidder here in the room. This is a small cottage on a small lot. The lot does not run all the way to the corner. Apparently some people that have been out there walking around it thought that maybe the property was larger than what it is. It's described in that book. Did what?
Property to the north is ours.
Right.
So,
Yep. It's on the piece of property that it's on, and that's all it's on. You do not own the neighbor's property. I'm already at $2,300, and I'm going to guess you're here to give me 24. Anybody in the room want to give me 25? 25. Gonna give me 3 grand for it? How about 3,500? 31. We'll do it the slow, painful way. 32. I've got 31 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me 3,200? 31 going once.
Yep.
32 online. 33. I've got $3,200 with an online bidder. Anybody in the room want to give me 33? 32 going once. Twice. Sold it online. $3,200. My backup bidder right here. 114. If somebody in the audience tells you something about a property before the sale, always consider the source. Had a guy just the other day up in Tawas City. Came to the sale and he wanted everybody in the room to know that that house that we had listed on the website as being in pretty decent shape, that it was full of mold. Full. He paid over $100,000 for that house. It's called trying to run the neighbors away. Number 1807 is the next one on our list. It's on Harley Meagle Road. It's got a home and storage barn on it. It's had some work done to it. They started putting the steel roof on the walls even. I'm at $3,800 online. Who wants to give me about 4,000? 4,000 right there. Who in the room wants to give me 4,100? I know I've got it online. 41. Gonna give me 45? 46. They can all go up $100 at a time online. 46, and I know how high they'll go. How about 5,000? 47. I've got $4,600 online. 47. 48. 49. 49. I've got 49. Now $5,000. 5,100. 51. Now 52. 5,300. 54. 55. They're shaking their head no. I've got $5,400 with an online bidder. Anybody in the room want to give me 55? Ooh, live bidder competing against an advanced bidder. This can be slow and depends on how fast they're going to bid and how high they're going to go. They're north of $6,000 now. We'll let them duke it out. We'll let you back in if you want back in when they have stalled out. 2 bidders, one an advanced bidder, the other one live watching us on the stream on that camera there right now. $7,000 and still ticking away. I think Debbie's going to be the winner. Just a hunch. It's at $7,300. Anybody in the room want to give me 74? Going once. Going twice. Sold it online, $7,300. Backup bidder is also online. On the next page, parcel number 1808 is circled in my book. Do I have a bidder here in the room for that one? 1808. I got a couple of them. I got them all over the place. 1808, I need $950 for it. I had somebody over here, $950. You want to give me 1,000? How about 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. $3,000, he says, now 3,100. 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Don't stop now. Keep going. 37, now 38, now 3,900. Now 4,000, 4,100, 42, 43. I'm at 42 right there. Anybody in the room want to give me $4,300? 42 going once, twice. $4,200. What's the bidder number? 125. My backup bidder is already gone. Where's the backup bidder? 197. Number 1809, right next door. Who wants to give me $950 for that one? I'll bet you do. Got any money left? $950. I didn't take it all yet. You want to give me $1,000? You're not interested now. I've got $950 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me a $1,000 bill for the one right next door? $950 going once, twice. You bought that one. $950. Number 125. Sometimes it works like that. Had one at the sale the other day. A house and the lot next door. Guess where the septic tank is? Somebody else bought that vacant lot because the guy that bought the house didn't want to pay the money for it. I don't know that that's where the septic tank, but if it is there, ain't gonna be no poo at that place. Always make sure you know where your tanks are. Number 1810, I just got a circle around it in my book. Garage is decent. The mobile home is in pretty rough condition. On Minor Road, $2,900 is what we need for that one right there. Who wants to give me $2,900? You got a lot and a well and septic right there, probably worth all of that and then some more. Anybody in the room at 2,900? Somebody circled it. Going once, twice. Right there he is. Anybody want to give me 3,000? $2,900 going once, twice. Rent that lot out for a year and you got your money back and it's all yours. Number 235 at the minimum bid. Number 1811, I've got a bid online for this one. We have several condominium campground sites this year. This is one of them. This is in the Cedar Shores Condominium Campground. There are going to be fees here. And I'm looking for $1,200 for it. I've already got that online. Who wants to give me 13? Where's all my campers? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, $2,000. You want to give me 2,500? What about $3,000? How about 3,500? 4,000, 4,500, 41. I'm at 4,000 with you. Anybody in the room want to give me 4,100? Anybody anywhere? 4,000 going once, twice. You bought it. 4,000, 236. They're going camping. Or maybe he is if she doesn't know. My backup bidder number is 267. We've got some other condominium campground spots coming up here in a little bit. Okay, now we're out of Cranberry Lake. We've got 3 or 4 right in a row here. Number 1812. Do I have a bidder in the room for that one? It's circled in my book. Let's open that up. 1812 Cranberry Lake on Hamilton Avenue. I need $950. I've got $950 and now $1,000. 11 and now $1,200. 13, now 14. 15, $1,600. I'm at $1,500 with you. Anybody in the room at 16? 15 going once. 15 going twice. You bought it. 1,500 to 23. My backup bidder is 161. Number 1813 has a couple of bidders interested in it. Right next door, and in fact, these 3 are right in a row. Number 305, lot number 305, which is parcel 1813, right smack dab in the middle of that trio right there. I need $950 for it. I've got it there. You gonna give me 1,000? Where did they already go? Didn't they? I've got $950, 1,000 right there. Now I need 1,100 and 12, 1,300. Now 14, 1,500. Now 16, 17, 18, 1,900. I've got 18 over here. Anybody in the room want to give me 1,900? 18 going once. 18 going twice. You bought it. 1,800. What's the bidder number? 1,800, 121. Backup bidder is 161. And now let's go for the third in that little row right there. 1814 is lot number 306 in that subdivision. I need $850. He's chasing that one too. I got $850. Anybody want to give me 9? Anybody in the room at $900? $850 going once, twice.
Yep.
9 online, 9.5, and now $1,000. $950 going once, twice. You bought it. $950, number 161. Backup bidder is online. Number 1815 is in Deer Lake Estates. Bond Circle. I need $1,000 for that one. I got it right there. Who wants to give me 1,100? Anybody in the room at 11? 1,000 back there going once, twice. $1,000 bill. What's the bidder number? 132. Anybody in the room here today for 1816? Let's skip that one. Do I have a bidder here for 1817? Let's skip that one too. What about 1818? It's circled here. Do I have a bidder in the room for 1818? Anybody here for that? It's circled, but if nobody wants to bid on it, we're not going to take your time. On the next page, I should have some bidders here for 1819. Needs a little bit of work. It's got potential, includes the vacant lot next door where your septic tank might be. $2,900. Where's the bidder? I got 29 right there. Who wants to give me 3,000? 3,000. 31. 32. I'll get to you. 33. Teeter-totter's full. 35. 34. 34. I got 33. Now you can get on the teeter-totter. 3,400. 34. Now 35. 36. 37. 38. 39. $4,000. Now 4,100. 42. 43. 44. 45. 46. 47. 48. 5,000, he says. 5,100. Now 52. 55. Now 56. 57. 58. 6,000. Now 61. 61. I saw card 61. 62. 63. 64. 65. 66. 67. 68. 69, and now $7,000. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, and now $8,000. 8,100, now 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 87. I've got 86 over here. I got to tell you something before you say no at 8,700. You see this right here? You know what that is? It's a cover to a gold mine. You're missing out. I got 8,600 right here. You want to give me 87? Anybody in the room at $8,700? 86 going once. You think I'm kidding about that gold mine, don't you? 87, 88, 89, 9,000. 9,100, 92. You know you want it. I got 91 with you. Anybody in the room at 92? 92, 93. 92 going once. 92 going twice. You bought it. 9,200, 164. 164. My backup bidder is 1122. Number 1821. I've got some online bids here and some people in the room. Just outside of Harrison, there's a pole barn, needs a new roof. Most of them do. Tell you, if I was in a roofing business, I'd hang out with business cards in the lobby of these sales, because these places all need a roof. $2,200 is what I'm looking for. I've got it right there. Who wants to give me 2,300? Anybody in the room at 23? At 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, and now 3,000. 3,100, now 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 30, 38. I've got you on at 3,700. Anybody in the room at 38? 38, 39, and now 4,000. 4,000. 4, now 41, 42. I've got 4,100 right there. Anybody here at 42? 41 going once, twice.
Yep.
42, 43, 44, 45. Don't let it get away. He says, yeah, I don't care if it does. 44, going once. 44 going twice.
Yep.
45, now 46, and 4,700. 47, 46, 47, 48, and now 4,900.
Yep.
5,000, now 51.
Yep.
52, 5,300. 52 going once, twice. 53, now 54, and 5,500. 55, I've got 54 with you, going once.
Yep.
55, now 56, and 5,700. 56, going once.
Yep.
57, 58, now 59. 59, 58 going once.
Yep.
59, and now 6,000. $6,100. 61, guy online's either got a really slow internet connection or he's married.
Yep.
61, 62, got to check with the boss. Now 63. Honey, may I? 63, 62 going once, twice. You bought it. 6,200. What's the bidder number? 333. Backup bidder is online. Number 1822 on Bill Clare Street in Harrison. Needs a little bit of work, but not tons. And very, very importantly, it has DirecTV. Saves you having to get up on the roof. $6,900 is what I've already got bid online. This one doesn't need a ton of work. Who wants to give me 7,000 for it? I've got 7 right there. Anybody else in the room here to bid on this one today? Anybody? You gonna give me 7,500? How about 8,000? 8,500. 85? How about 9? 95? You can't put up a garage for that. I got 9,000 with you. Who wants to give me 91? 91, 92, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 97 with you. Anybody in the room at 9,800? 97 going once, twice. 9,700. What's the bidder number? 124. My backup bidder, what's her number? 120. Anybody here today to bid an 1823? It's another condo campsite. Anybody here for that one today? Let's open it up. 1823, this is in Oak Ridge. There is an old fifth wheel on the lot now. As we've told you before, it ain't ours. We can't sell it to you. We can't even give it to you. I'm going to bet the people at the resort might take it off your hands, and they probably have a way to deal with those. 1823, I need $850 for it. I've got it right down here in front. Anybody want to give me $900? Anybody at 9? 850 in the front row going once, twice. You bought it. 2, 5, 4 at the minimum bid. Number 1824 has online bids and bidders in the room. Needs some minor work. Will need a new roof. Wiring is older. $3,200 is what I've already got for that one. Who wants to give me 33? 33 right there, 34, now 35, and 3,600, 37, 38, 39, 4,000, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45. You want to give me 5,000? How about 5,500? What about 6? 6, 65, 7, 75, 71, 72, 73, 74, now 75. Gotcha. 76. I've got you on at 75. Anybody in the room at $7,600? 75 going once, twice. You bought it. 7,500, 192. Backup bidder. What's that number? 126. Anybody in the room here today to bid on 1825? Let's open it up. 1825, vacant property. I need $750 for it. I've got it right there. Anybody want to give me 800? 750 going once, twice. $750, 122. $1826 is a couple of adjacent parcels. I cannot sell this one online, so we're not going to. Somebody bid online, but we can't take that bid. Anybody? I don't know why. I don't make the rules, I just enforce them. Anybody in the room want to give me $1,500 for those? I guess not. Anybody in the room here today to bid on 1828? 1828, it's some old factory. Anybody here for that one? Well, let's go down to 1829. 1829, got a little cottage on it. It has no bathroom. It has what my grandfather used to call a bath with a path. A two-holer. 1829. Says the bathroom is in the back corner of a parcel in a shed. That sounds like a two-holer to me. 1829. $3,000 is what I need for that one. Where's my bidder at 3,000? Remember to go at the gas station before you get there today. 3,000, now I need 31. Anybody in the room at 3,100? 3,000 going once. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 4,000. You want to give me 4,500? What about 5,000? 46. 46. I've got 45 here. Who wants to give me 4,600? Anybody anywhere? $4,500 in the room right there. She's ready to use that bath with a path. Don't forget, in the wintertime, you can take a lantern with you. A kerosene one, you don't need the light. It's for the heat. I've got $4,500 going once. Twice. That's all yours. 4,500, 162. My backup bidder, 213. At the top of the next page, we've got number 1830. There was a mobile home on this parcel, but the aliens came and took it away with their big super strong magnet, sky magnet one night. Now there's just a garage and a concrete pad where the mobile home used to be, and a whole lot of junk. We're going to sell this one. Fire damaged as well. After the aliens acted, it caught on fire and it mostly burned. What's left is yours. $2,500. Where's my bidder for this one at $2,500? Right there. Anybody in the room at $2,600? $2,500 going once, twice.
Yep.
26 online, 27, 28, 27 going once.
Yep.
28, 2,900. Now 3,000. The well's going to cost you more than that. 3,000. 29 going once. Twice. You bought it. 2,900 to 21. Backup bidder is online. Number 1831. 1 acre. Almost square, not quite. I've got $750 already bid online. Who wants to give me 800? 800 right there. Anybody want to give me 850? What about online? 850 online?
Yep.
Live bidder online at 850. Now 950.
Yep.
$1,000. 1,100.
Yep.
1,200. 13.
Yep.
14. 15.
Yep.
1,600. 17. 16 going once.
Yep.
17 online. 18. 1,900. I'm at 18 going once. Twice. 1,800. 221. Backup bidder is online. We already sold 1832. Is anybody here to bid on 1833? What about 1834? I've got 2 bids online for 1835, so we'll open that one up. This is the Sandy Shore Resort Condominium, yet another RV condominium campground. If that's the one that's on there, that needs a good scrubbing. So moldy. I've got a $1,600 bid on this one already. Who wants to give me 1,700? Who's ready to go camping? 17 back there. 18 online.
Yep.
1,900. I'm at 1,800 with an online bidder. Anybody want to give me 19? He's back in at 19. Now 2,000.
Yep.
2,100. Oh, come on. This is like the casino. You pull that handle one more time, you will win. You don't believe me? I'm at $2,000 with an online bidder. Anybody want to give me 2,100?
Yep.
Now we got a live bidder against an advanced bidder online. I'm at $2,100. Who wants to give me 22? Anybody anywhere? $2,100 going once, twice. Somebody's going camping and it's not you. $2,100 sold online. Backup bidder is also online. Anybody here today for 1836? Let's sell that to them, by golly. 1836, we're in the Woodland Heights plat just outside of Lake George. $900 I've got bid right there. Anybody in the room want to give me 950? $900 going once, twice. We're sending the tax bills to you from now on. Number 338 at the minimum bid. What about 1837? Anybody in the room for 1837? Back there, let's sell that one. 1837, also in Woodland Heights. $800 I've got bid over there. Anybody in the room at 850? 800 going once, twice. $800, 327. Number 1838, I've got an online bid to get that one up and going on. You'll notice in a few of these that it says demo target. They are not necessarily going to tear them down. What that means is that you are on the radar for the local code enforcement officer. And if you buy this, you can expect probably to get some contact from somebody saying, you own that mess now, get to cleaning it up, or they'll be riding you like a horse. 1838, just keep that in mind. If you see anything that says demo target in the description, there are some outstanding code violations there, And as soon as you buy it, the code enforcement officer is going to be your new best friend. You've been advised. $1,600 I've got bid online for this one. Who wants to give me 17? If you buy them, clean them up, you won't have any problems. Anybody at 17? 1,600 going once, twice. Sold that one online at the minimum bid. Anybody here today for 1839? Let's open it up. That one's got that same little description in there. Make sure you're ready and prepared to get that baby cleaned up. It's on Davis Street in the lake. There it is. It's air conditioned and has direct TV. $2,100. Right there, I've got it. Who wants to give me 22? Anybody in the room at 2,200? 21 going once, twice. It's your problem now. What's the bidder number? 2,100, 128. On the next page, 1840 is the next parcel we're dealing with here. It's in the Hillcrest Street area. Mobile home pad, the mobile has been removed. You might want to check with zoning people, if applicable, to see if they'll let you put another mobile back in or if it has to be stick built or what the situation might be. 1840, I've already got $800 bid online. Who wants to give me 850? Anybody in the room? I've got 850 right there, now 950 and $1,000, 1,100. Now 12, 13, now 14, 1,500, now 16, 17, 18, 19, 2,000, 2,100, now 22. I've got 21 over there. Anybody in the room at 22? I've got 22 online.
Yep.
23, 24,
Yep.
25, 26,
Yep.
27, 28,
Yep.
2,900, now 3,000.
Yep.
3,100, now 32. I'm at $3,100 in the room. Anybody want to give me 32? 31 going once, twice.
Yep.
Ooh, close. New bidder, 32, 33, now 34. 33 going once, twice. 3,300. What's your bidder number? 3,300, 257. He's letting the wife hang on to the card. Good policy, because then it's not your fault. She let you have the card. Number 1841. We're in the White Birch Lakes of Clare for a few parcels here, about the next 7 or so. There are association fees out here. If you remember what we talked about before the sale, you are not obligated for any association fees before April the 2nd of 2018. The court has taken them away. You assume liability for any association fees since April the 2nd. That being said, 1841, I'm looking for $800 or $900 on that one. Where's my bidder at 900? Got it right here. Anybody want to give me 950? $900 going once, twice. $900, 227. Number 1842. I've got an online bid for that one. Already at $850. Anybody in the room want to give me 9? Anybody in the room at 900? I've got 850 online, going once. 9, 9.5.
Yep.
$1,000. Now 1,100.
Yep.
1,200. 15, he says. Now I need 16. Anybody in the room at 1,600? 15 going once, twice. You scared them all away. 1,500. What's the bidder number? 1,500, 328. Backup bidder is online. Number 1843. I need $850 for that one. Anybody here for that? I've got it right over there. I've got 850 on 1843. Anybody want to give me 9? 850 going once, twice. You bought that one. Bidder number is 270 at the minimum bid. $1844. I need $700 for it. Right over there, I got it. 700. Anybody want to give me 750? 750 back there. 800 over here. 850. Now 9. 950. 1,000. 1,000. 11. 12. 13. I've got 1,200 with the smiling guy in the back row. $1,200 going once. Twice. You bought it. $1,200. 324. My backup bidder over here is 352. Number 1845. I need $750 for that one. I've got it over here. Anybody want to give me 8? 752 my right going once. Twice. 750. Number 352. Anybody in the room to bid on 1846 today? Let's open it up for him. 1846, $850. Anybody want to give me 9? 850 going once, twice.
9.
Ooh, 9 and a half, $1,000. 1,100 and now 12. I've got $1,100 going once, twice. 1,100, 352. My backup bidder is number 178. Number 1847. Anybody here for that? You want that one? Let's open that up. 1847. I've got $800 over here. Anybody want to give me 850? 850. 9. 950. 1,000. 11. 1,200. 13. 13. 1,200. Going once. Twice. $1,200. 1, 2, 3. My backup bidder is 352. Number 1848, I've got a couple of bidders in the room on this one. Cedar Lake Avenue, $750 is what I need to open this one up. Where's my bidder at 750? Right there, I've got it. Anybody want to get me $800? 750, 800, 850, 9, 950, 1,000, 1,100, now 12, 13, 14, 15, 1,500, talking to the boss. 15, now 16, 17, 18, 1,900, 19, I've got 18 with you. Anybody in the room at 1,900? 18 going once, twice. You bought it, 1,800, what's the bidder number? 1,801 at 38. My backup bidder number is 326. $18.48. If you bid on this one, you might want to take a gander at $18.52. They're adjacent to each other. $18.49, I guess I should say, is the number of this one. It's on a 2-track. It's about half an acre in size. For 1/2 of an acre, I need $650. I've got it right there. Anybody in the room? 7, 750, 8, 850, 9, 950, I've got $900 with you. Anybody in the room at $950? 900 going once.
Yep.
$950 online. $1,000. Now $1,100.
Yep.
Now 12. $1,300.
Yep.
$1,400. 15. 14 going once. I
Yep.
just heard a $50,000 bid. 15. 16. 1,700. 16 going once. Twice. $1,600. 233. My backup bid is online. $1,850 is right next door. It's the other half. It's a half acre that's half of a whole acre. Kind of. I need $650 for you on a bid on that. 650, 7, 750, 8, 850, 9, 950, $1,000, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 1,800. What are you gonna do if a tree is half on that property? Then you get half a tree. I've got you on at 1,700. What about online? Anybody at 18? 17 going once. 17 going twice. 1,700, 345. My backup bidder is 233. $1,851 in the Birchwood sub. Double lot. I've got $1,100 already bid online on 1851. Anybody in the room at 1,200? I've got 11 online going once. Going twice.
Yep.
$1,200 with a live bidder. We've got a live bidder and an absentee bidder, and we're going to let them duke it out for a minute. 3 bidders in on this one, from what I can see right now. We'll be in Bay City for an auction on Wednesday. And then Thursday, I think we're in Owasso, and Friday in Monroe, and next Saturday in Port Huron, some of that nature. I'm at 1,700. Are they done now? Appears to be done. Anybody in the room want to give me $1,800? 1,700 online, going once, twice. $1,700 online. Backup bidder is also online. $1,852. This is waterfront on Gray Lake. Here's a little bit of rubbish here to clean up. I'm at $2,200 with an online bidder. Who wants to give me 23? Anybody in the room? 23, 24,
Yep.
25, 26,
Yep.
27, 28. This is a live bidder online.
Yep.
29, and now $3,000.
Yep.
31, now 32.
Yep.
33, now 34.
Yep.
35, now 36.
Yep.
37, 38.
Yep.
39, and now $4,000.
Yep.
41, 42.
Yep.
43, 44.
Yep.
45, 46.
Yep.
47, now 48.
Yep.
49, and $5,000.
Yep.
51, 52.
Yep.
53, now 54.
Yep.
55, now 5,600. 55 going once.
7,000.
Well, thank you. Glad you could make it today. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75. You want to give me 8,000? 8. How about 8,500? 9, 95, 10. I got 95. 96.
96?
96.
Okay,
96, I told you so. 97, 98,
10 grand.
10. I was just trying to save you time. 10 and a quarter. 10 and a half. 10, 750. 11
11.
and a quarter. 11 and a half. 11, 750. And now 12. 12 and a quarter. 12 and a half. 12, 750. 13 and a quarter and a half. 13, 750. 14 and a quarter. 14 and a half. 14, 750. Now 15. You sure this time?
Nope.
Are you sure? He's not sure that he's sure.
I'm done.
I like that kind of thinking. 14,750. Anybody in the room at 15,000? 14,750 going once. Twice. 14,750, 218.
If you're a mistake, that must be where gold mine is.
Could be. I thought that was oil. What's the backup bidder number?
275.
275 is my backup bidder. Number 1853. This is a narrow piece of property that is waterfront on Perch Lake. But if you decipher the legal description, it's actually 22 feet wide, which gives you a little bit of a problem of what are you going to do with it. And it doesn't touch a road, so you have to walk across somebody else's property to get to it. And if they're not home, you might get away with that for a little bit.
It is.
Shh.
That's true.
I've got $650 online. Anybody want to give me 700? 700 right there. 7.5?
Yep.
800. 8.5?
Yep.
900. 9.5? I've got $900 over here. You can get there by both. $900 going once. Twice. You can park your dinghy right there. $900. What's your bidder number? 900. 131. Now he owns more of the town. We'll sell you the rest. Hang around.
Struck the bear.
He already is. He's the mayor of Perch Lake. 18, is anybody here for 1854? I've got some here that are not circled. If nobody wants them, I'm not going to burden you down by trying to sell them to you. Anybody for 1854? Anybody here today for 1855? What about 1856? Let's open that one up before she changes her mind and flees. 1856, small cottage. It's in kind of tough shape. It's been let sit for a while. $2,700 right there. Anybody want to give me 28? 2,700 going once. Twice. 2,700, 336. The County of Clare thanks you for taking that off their hands. Anybody here today for 1857? We already sold 1861. So now we're going to go to Gladwin County. We already sold 6,800. Is anybody here today to bid on 6,802? Anybody at all? Let's go down to 6,806. There has been demolition ordered for this building. It is not clear to us at this exact moment whether that means they're going to knock it down and send you the bill, or if they're going to knock it down and pay the bill. We don't know that at this second. If you bid on this, one thing is fairly certain, and it is that that building is coming down. We don't know who's going to pay for it. Keep that in mind. If you're buying this because you want the vacant land and you were paying for the demolition anyway, then it's probably still a screaming deal. If you're buying it because you think it's going to get fixed up and rented out after you put a coat of paint on it, you're going to be disappointed. 6,806, I need $4,100 for it. Do I have a bidder here for it? I've got it right there. I bet he's got his own bulldozer. I need $4,200. I've got $4,100 right down here going once. Twice. You bought it. What's the bidder number? 4,100, number 343. Anybody here today for 6808? What about 6809? Don't all get your arms up in the air at once there. 6811 has a demo order on it. It is going to come down. Thank you. Come back and bring your money anytime. 6811. I've got $5,200 for this one. It's walking distance to the Tittabawassee River. Anybody want to give me 5,300? I've got 52 online. Going once, twice.
Yep.
53. I hope they heard me tell them that this building is going to be coming down at somebody's expense. It's at 54 right now. Anybody in there want to give me 5,500? We will let them duke it out here, see if they do, or if they're all done. One bid, and then he went, oops, I hit that button by mistake. I got 54. Anybody want to give me 55? Going once, twice. $5,400 online. Backup bidder is also online. On the next page, I only have 2 circled on that page, and they are number 6823 and 6824. So I'm going to go through the ones before that and read off the numbers, and if you want it, get your card in the air. Otherwise, we're going to skip them. Anybody here today for 6812? 6813? 6815? You can't leave yet. You got money left. 6816? 6817? 6822? All right, let's go to 6823. This is another one that has a demo order on it. What you're buying's probably going to come down. Avery Creek Road. It's got a mobile on it. She is pretty rough. $5,600. I've got bid online. Anybody want to give me 57? I've got 56 online, going once, twice. Sold that one online at the minimum bid. $6824 is next. Wooded parcel out on a 2-track. I'm looking for $3,600. Where's the bidder for that one? Right there he is. Anybody want to give me 37? 3,600 going once, twice. That one's all yours. Number 262. Anybody in the room for 6827? On the next page, I have 3 that are circled. 6831, 6837, and 6840. We'll go down the list and see if anybody wants the other ones. Anybody here today for 6830? We're in Sugar Springs now. There are association fees out here that are your obligation as of April the 3rd. Nobody for 6830. What about 6831? It's circled in my book. Do I actually have a buyer for it? Anybody here for 6831? 32. 34. 35. Let's open up 6835. On Byway. $1,000 bill I need. And I've got it right back there. Who wants to give me 1,100? 1,000 going once. Twice. You bought it. What's that number? 346. Anybody here for 6836? I've got an online bid for $68.37, so we'll open that one up. Also on Byway, I've got $950 bid online. Anybody there want to give me a $1,000 bill for that one? $950 online going once, twice. Sold that one for $950. The electronic way. Anybody here for $68.38? $68.39. $68.40. Is there a bidder here for that? It's circled in my book. Anybody here for $68.40? On the next page, $68.41 is circled in my book. Is there a bidder here for that one? We're still in Sugar Springs. What about 42? 43? 44? 45? 46? 48? 68.49? None of the above. 68.50. Anybody here for this one? It had underground storage tanks. They've been removed. There's a little DEQ involvement here. We're not going to get all the nitty gritty and the dirty details if we don't need to. Anybody here for that one? 68.50? You're interested in it? Okay. If you buy something like this, this was a gas station. There were underground tanks here that I'm pretty sure were leaking. This has been offered by the county 3 times, more than once. We sell it, we get it back. The tanks have now been removed from the property by DEQ. Within 45 days of buying this, you're going to want to get something done that's called a baseline environmental assessment. It's going to cost you a few $1,000s. What it does is this. If somebody comes around and says that property is contaminated, you can say it was that way when I bought it, and you can prove it. Because if you just say that without being able to prove it, it's your problem. DEQ, I think, have they cleaned it up or they just pulled the tanks? Cleaned it up and pulled the tanks. Should be good to go, but you're still going to want to get a BEA done to be able to document the condition right now. You got 45 days to do it and file it with the state. It's going to cost you probably up to 10 grand, at the most. $6,600 is what I need for that one. Do I have it right there?
I just heard 10 grand.
To get the BEA done, it's not going to be $200. It's going to cost you a few $1,000s, but probably not 10 grand. You're probably looking at 2 or 3, but it could be that high in an extreme situation. Okay, he's in 66, and we don't want it back this time. Okay, what else?
Price keeps going up.
Pinky promise. $6,600. Anybody want to give me 67? Don't all jump at once. $6,600 going once. Twice. We're glad you bought that. $6,600. What's your bidder number?
334.
334 at the minimum. On to the next page. Anybody here for 68.53? It's non-buildable wetlands. What else could you possibly want? 68.54. Do I have a bidder here for that one? Let's open it up. 68.54. May have been a mobile here in the past. It's 330 feet by 197. That's roughly an acre in size. Maybe a little more than that. $1,200 is what I need. I've got it right there. Anybody want to give me 13? $1,200 back here going once. Twice. You bought it. $1,200. What's that bidder number? $1,200. 323. Anybody in the room for 68.60? What? You after that one too? 68.60 on Elm Street in Gladwin. It's got a raised cement platform toward the center. That's where they keep their hovercraft, the Martians, when they come to Gladwin. $700 I've got right there. Anybody want to give me $750? $700 going once, twice. You bought that one too. $700, 323. Number 6861, Arnold Lake Road, Gladwin. There's a pole barn and a mobile home here. There is personal property around here that is still titled in the last owner. You need to make some kind of an effort.
Oh, that wasn't personal property.
What's that?
There's so much garbage in that place. I look forward to putting it in the dumpster.
Somebody's been in there stealing it, and whatever's left needs to go in the dumpster, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, there's a car out there.
I need
There's-
parts on the car too.
This one does come with appliances. There's a refrigerator in the front yard and a stove out back. I've got $2,800 already bid on this one. Who wants to give me 29? 29, 3,000, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. You want to give me 4,000? How about 4,500? What about 5,000? 5,500? 6,000. 6,000? 6. How about 6,500? 7,000. 7,500. 8,000. 8,500. 9,000. 9,500. 10 and a quarter. 10 and a half. 10,750. 11 and a quarter. 11,500. 11,750. 12. How about 12 and a half? 13.
Enjoy your garbage.
12,750. It can be your garbage for 12,750. I've got 12 and a half right there. Anybody in the room at 12,750?
13. Nope.
12,750. 13 and a quarter.
Now you can have it.
There could be gold buried in with that
Yeah,
garbage.
you know, there's gold in all of them.
Boxes of money. You're passing up on a deal here. He's going to go spend your time on a golf course instead of throwing garbage in a dumpster. I've got 13. Going once. Going twice. You bought it. $13,000, 129. My backup bidder number is
1121.
1121. Nice property we are hearing. I didn't see that one in person. Number 6862. I've got multiple bidders on this. Somebody picked up the house and moved it and never quite put it all back together, and that's up to you to do. 6862. Pratt Lake Road, $3,700. Where's my bidder for that one? 37, 38, 39, 4,000, 41, 42, 42, 43, 44, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 5,000, 5, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, and 6,000, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. You want to go to 7,000? How about 7,500? What about 8,000? 8,500? 9 and a half. 10,000. 10 and a half. 11 and a half. 11 and a quarter. I've got you on at 11. 11 and a quarter. 11 and 5. 11.5. Family conference time. They're going, no. I've got you on at 11 and a quarter. Anybody in the room at 11,500, 11,750, and now 12, 12 and a quarter. Anybody at 12 and a quarter? 12,000 over here, 12 and a quarter, 12 and a half, 12,750, and now 13, 13 and a quarter, 13 and a half, 13, 13,750, 13,750, and now 14. He said he's all done. I've got you on at 13,750. Anybody here at 14,000? 13,750 going once, twice. 13,750, 251. Backup bidder is 1121. Anybody here today for 6864? What about 6866? It's got foundation problems. Everybody needs one of those. On the next page, do I have a bidder here for 6867? Let's open that one up. Got a couple people interested in that. 68, 67. I need $2,900 for it. I've got it right there. Who wants to give me 3,000? 3. Gonna give me 3,500. What about 4,000? 4,500. 41. 42. 43. I've got 42 with you. Anybody in the room at $4,300? 42 going once. Twice. 4,200. 344. Backup bidder number is 114.
This way. Oh, let's go this way. Now you gotta go on.
Anybody here today for 6868? Anybody? Number 6869, I've got 3 bids online and a couple more here in the room. Number 6869, my minimum bid in the book says 7,900. I've already got $9,300 online. The house is pretty rough. It's got a lot of rotten spots, but the land is pretty decent. There's also a storage building on the property that we're told is in decent condition. $9,300 is where it's already at online. Who wants to give me 94? 94 right there. Anybody in the room at 95? I've got $9,500 with an online bidder. Gonna give me 96? 96. Now I need 97. Anything? 96 right there. Going once. 97. 98. 99. 10. Gonna give me 10 and a half? 11 and a half. 12 and a half. 13 and a half. 14 and a half. 14 and a quarter. 14 and a quarter. I've got you on it. 14,000. Going once. Twice. 14,000. 234. My backup bidder. 260. The last one we got today on Bryan Road. Occupied. There's a mobile home here. There is somebody in it. The lot is roughly 1 acre in size. $2,100. Do I have I got it right there. I got 21. Anybody want to give me 22? Anybody in the room at 22? 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Now 3,000. Come on, money bags. Don't make me come back there and shake it out of you. I got 29 with you. Anybody want to give me $3,000? 2,900 going once. Twice. 2,900, 205. That's all we got for today. Backup bidder number is 250. Thanks for coming. See you next year.
Yeah, for 14 grand. That's it. Which one?
The ones that we mentioned today. But anything in there that said demo target on it is on their radar. Which county? Oh, it's not something you bought. Okay, normally it would spell it out. They told me before the sale, like 2 months before the sale. Anything that said demo target in Gladwin County is going to be turned down. And in Clare, yeah, oh yeah, if it says demo on it, I would be talking to the building inspector. I'd make a personal appointment to go see him and say, what do you want to do? Right.
You did a nice job.
Well, we try, you know.
Very professional. Quick registration, quick on the computer over here.
Yeah.
Very, very.
Yeah. I give them a lot of beer when they're not, so they like.
Except for one of them was.
Yeah, he's a lawyer.
Maybe he's got that.
Could be.
Well, I was waiting for them at this, so I didn't get on this, I was looking on my stairs. No sales, it's right now. We just have to wait for the.
Which one is it?
It's going to have to clear.
I know.
You know, what it was? Oh, way at the beginning. 1803. Did anybody mention 1803 to you? Out of the ones that you had a request for? You want 1803?
Yeah, like I said, if she said yes, we're double one, then just.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
If
but
you haven't seen it, I wouldn't do it. Right.
I mean, I drive by.
Yeah, it hasn't gone out the bridge yet.
That's the only time I ever saw it was, kind of did the pedal to my shoulder. That's when I did that, that's.
Nobody wanna buy in Gladwin, huh?
Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Depends what it is.
Right.
Silver, they have a lot of dealers.
Right.
Gave
Gave it away?
Yeah. And also, they're in one of the other townships over that, along that water front.
Yeah.
Well, and it's funny, the guy that just bought it is the great grandson of the original owners of that place. Carpet Ridge, no, the old house that's on there was his great grandparents' house. Well, he has a business too, and he's gonna use that as a business. So, yeah, yeah, because it was village possession. So, yeah, he passed.
Thank you very much.
Oh, boy.
Good job, Marty. Had a lot of compliments on you.
Oh,
They
well,
like your style.
there's always a few that don't, too.
Are you opening it back up or is it done?
He's selling some stuff online.
Oh, okay.
Well, how'd that happen? But you didn't make any money this year. You're at 39% of what you made last year. But your yeah, I was gonna say your sale was 207,950 so far, which is nothing compared to. I mean, last year you probably did almost 700,000. My memory's right.
400, 500? Or 500?